Hello friends, welcome to this class on present perfect tense. So, the present perfect tense is the first of the advanced tenses. It's advanced not only in terms of the grammar but also in terms of the way that we think about time when we use this tense. And I'm gonna explain all about that now by using this tense, and you will definitely be able to speak and write at much higher level in English. The present perfect tense allows you to communicate in a much more advanced way. So, are you ready to level up? Let's get started. So, the present perfect tense connects the present with the past. It links and connects the present and the past. How does it do that? This tense shows us that an action in the past has a result or an effect of the present. That means that something happened before now has an effect or a result on something. So there's that connection between past and present in the present perfect tense. Now it is different. Therefore, some of these tenses you have learned before. For example, you have learned probably if you have been going step by step, you have learned the past simple tense, right? So let's look at an example to show how the past simple tense is different from this. So in the past simple tense, I could say I lost my book, right? So the verb here, the past tense verb is what? Lost. Or I could say to you the present perfect tense, I have lost my book. Here, have lost is present perfect tense. So is there a difference between saying I lost my book or I have lost my book? In English, there is. Sometimes people use it almost in the same way, but actually it's different. So if I say to you, I lost my book, maybe I lost it on Monday, but then I found it. So if you say just I lost my book, it doesn't mean that it's true today. It means it was true in the past. But if you tell me I have lost my book means what happened in the past and still true, and my book is still lost. Okay, because in past simple, maybe here you lost it on Monday and you found it on Tuesday. It's not true anymore. But when I say I have lost my book, it means I lost it at some place, some time in the past. We don't know when exactly, and it doesn't matter because what matters is the result, and the result here in the example is I don't have my book now. So see the difference. See the difference. So this tense allows you to take something from the past, bring it into the present and make it true. Now that's one of the most common ways in which we use the present perfect tense, and we will also be looking at some other ways while we go through this class. So how does it actually look when we use it? This is just a quick overview of that. We will go into details. So to construct the sentence in this tense, we take the subject, we take the helping verb, then we take a regular verb or an irregular verb, and we have to use the third form or the past participle. I'll give you an example. I have worked in this company for 5 years. You have worked, we have worked, they have worked. Or if we give an example with an irregular verb like the verb to do, we could say he has done his homework, she has done the job. So this is a quick overview of it. Now we are going to learn exactly where we use this tense. We use the present perfect tense in different situations. Let's look at what they are. So the first one we can talk or use to talk about something that happened in the past and it's still true. We looked at an example of this type before. Let me give you another example. So I could say I have seen that movie. Have seen is the present perfect part of that, and I have found my keys. Have found means you have found them and it's true, and you don't need to look for your keys anymore, right? Now move to the next. We can talk about the past for a finished action using the present perfect tense. For example, you could say I have finished my homework, right? Means I don't need to work anymore. It's over, it's done. Or you could say, I have cooked dinner. That means dinner is ready. I have cooked it. It's finished. It's over. So you can use it to talk about action that finished in the past. Or sometimes you might have heard people saying that something that happened in the past but not finished. So somebody could say, I have worked here for 5 years. What that means? It means I started to work here 5 years ago and I still work here. So I have worked here or I have lived here since 2020. So in this sentence, I started to live here in 2020 but I still live here. It's still true. It's still relevant. So we can use the present perfect tense for that. And it's not a finished task here because I still live here, I still work here. Now you can use it to talk about something that happened in the recent past, means not very long ago, just a short time ago, maybe a minute ago, maybe a second ago, and it just has some kind of effect or result. Now let's look at an example. Suppose somebody says, would you like to go for a lunch? And you say, oh, that's too bad, I have just eaten my lunch. So what does that mean? Well, I don't need to go for lunch again. So that's when you could use or say something like that. So these are some situations in which you can use the present perfect tense. Now let's look at when not to use this tense. So you cannot use the present perfect tense with any kind of finished time expression. For example, words like yesterday, last week, last month, last year, in the 1960s, these are all times that are finished. We don't use this tense in such a situation whether it's a statement or a question. But you can use this with unfinished time expression or with no time expression. Okay, let me explain what do you mean by unfinished time. An unfinished time would be like today is not over, right? This week, this month, it's not over. This year, it's not over. Or in my life, it's not over. There you can use it. Or you can use this tense with no time expressions because this tense focuses most on the result of the action, not the time. So let's look at some examples. So in the past simple, we would say something like that. I spoke to him 3 times last week. So last week it's over, it's finished, the time expression. So here I had to use I spoke, and I spoke in the past simple tense. It's not the present perfect tense, right? Now here I have spoken to him 3 times this week. So this week means it's an unfinished time expression and I have spoken. It's present perfect. It's perfectly fine to use it because it's an unfinished time expression. Now you know the difference between both of them. Now let's look at how we form present perfect tense. So the basic structure of using this tense is like we use the subject, which are I, you, we, they, and it can be any name. Then we use the helping verb has and have, and then we have to use the third form of the verb. So let's look at the example so you understand really well. I have divided into 3 sections: positive sentences, negative sentences, and quotient sentences. Let's go through it step by step. So with I, you, we, they, we use have, and with he, she, it, we use has. So let's see how to form. I have, you have, we have, he has, she has, it has, and you can add any third form of the verb after them. I guess you know what is the third form of the verb basically. If not, you must learn them first before learning any tense. Now let's look how to form these sentences into negatives. So what you do, you just put not after the helping verb like I haven't, he hasn't, they haven't, You can also be using nots contraction form and apostrophe T. So it's up to you which you are going to use. Both are perfectly fine to use. Now let's see how question sentences are formed. So here we have to change the order of the sentence. So instead of saying I have, we say have I. Instead of you have you. Okay, that's all. Have I worked today? Have you worked today? Have they worked today? And with third person singular, what do? We need to use has. Has he worked? Has she worked? Has it worked? Now, this is the structure of present perfect tense in the positive ones, in the negative ones, and in the quotient ones. Now, if you want to add a quotient word like what, where, why, who, then you could add those at the starting of the sentence. Like, where have you worked? Who have you worked with? Why have you done this work? So, now we have come to its end. If you are able to form sentences of your own, it means you have understood it well. I hope you like the video. So, if you think it helped you in any way, do like and subscribe for more such videos.